Hey folks, doing Hero of None here with your Mundus Minute on November 1st, 2019. News, luxury merchant, and golden merchant stuff, all in a few minutes. So first up in the news, the Witches Festival has been extended to November 11th. So if you haven't already gotten some of your leveling in, or if you need some event tickets, you can keep on doing that up until November 11th. A good place to do it is probably Southern Elsewhere, where you're also doing a lot of your new dailies to get through that new DLC content. In addition to that, part of the reason they're extending this is because the group finder is also facing issues at this time. Best thing you can probably do is try to find a guild that will host dungeon runs, or asking in zone to find groups until they fix this issue. It does work on occasion, but people have just been having issues left and right with it. So that's pretty much it for the news this week. Hopefully we're going to see some more stuff coming up in the following weeks here, especially on the next patches that are coming up in the next quarter. A lot of good stuff. So on to the luxury merchant stuff. And we have Orcish stuff tonight. Orcish wagons, Orsinium relief, the Malakath's axe, Orsinium sarcophagus on his rest, Orsinium statue head, Orsinium statue on his rest, which is actually a pretty cool statue, especially if you have a dueling arena, and Orsinium tent, chiefs. All pretty cool stuff, especially if you like the Orcish stuff there. I definitely would recommend you get some. Next up on the golden merchant, for 150k, Order of Diagna. Max health, healing taken, and gain minor vitality at all times, increasing your healing received by 8%. Interesting set, might be useful for PvP, not really useful inside of PvE unless you're maybe a tank, but tanks still have ways to get minor vitality in general. So, if you want to go for PvP and have like a really tanky type of build, that might help. But remember, you're not getting any other max resources with this, so you're gonna kind of be having issues if you don't have enough magicka or stamina to keep block or cast a healing spell. Also around 50k, Necklace of the Wilder Queen. Weapon critical, stamina recovery, and your bow abilities reduce movement speed of any enemy by 30% for 3 seconds. I'd probably not say this is definitely not good for PvE. PvP wise, may or may not be good. If you're with a group, and especially on a lobby type of character, this can be helpful, especially keeping the enemies back, because it just puts on additional reduction speeds. But keep in mind, best snare works. So this isn't going to be cumulative to all the other snares that they have on top of them. So there are other ones that can help reduce speed a little bit more. But if you have a bow on and you just want to be able to plink people off and keep them slowed down without actually having to slot an ability that has a slow, it's going to be helpful. For 250k, Play Singer Necklace. Weapon damage, health, weapon damage, and when you take damage, summon skeevers to a corpse to launch 5 poison balls over 5 seconds that deal 6,662 poison damage to the nearest enemy. If I concur once every 15 seconds. This comes out of Scale Caller. I would not recommend it. I mean, if you're looking for a damage set, fine. You got weapon damage, but that max health kind of like sits in the middle of it. In addition to that, the 5 poison balls you can get out of does have some okay damage to it, but it's just not really great in general. Easy to dodge. Wouldn't recommend this for a proc set, unfortunately. Necklace of the Undaunted Bastion. Maximum health, armor. When you taunt an enemy you have that's under 60% health, you gain a damage shield for 13,760 for 6 seconds. So it can occur once every 10 seconds. Interesting set. I'm not sure if you want to use it or not. I would not recommend it for PvE, because you already have things that give you plenty of armor. In addition to that, the damage shield in this, there's other stuff that just does better, but it's an interesting set. PvP wise, maybe. Again, if you want to do this, if you really want to do a tanky type set, this might not be too bad. But guys, you gotta get some damage in somehow. So I wouldn't recommend this unless maybe you're with a group that you're guarding somebody or something. Yeah, and also remember, you have to get some damage to get them below 60% health. That's the other reason that site may not work good for solos. For 100k, Celatrix's guys with maximum stamina and a bit of damage with an earthquake every 1.5 seconds, or sorry, erupts after 1.5 seconds, with a very small radius with 4 meters, and it stuns the enemy through 3 seconds. On paper, it looks good, but it's a long cast time for this to go over. 10% chance, low chance to go over. Just not good for PvE and not good for PvP with that. Balrog's Mask. Weapon damage and spell damage on the first items, and when you use ultimate abilities, you can gain weapon damage and spell damage for 10 seconds, equal to the amount of total ultimate consumed. Interesting set here. I would recommend this probably with a Dragon Knight or with a Warden, maybe even a Necro, simply because it gives the 1-piece bonus here with the weapon damage and spell damage, and you can also tag this over with if you just want to take this 1 piece and you want to tag it on with Molokina's mask or something like that, you can do that. So you get weapon damage and spell damage on both sets. If you want to go for the full 2-piece, Wardens and DKs have pretty good ultimates that are high cost that can use this pretty well. Templars can also use this pretty well too because of the weapon damage and spell damage, given both their lines there and healing and damage on stamina. All right, guys, that's the Mundus Minute. I'll see y'all in Tamriel.